Welcome back to NFL Live. Miami welcoming back Tua Tagovailoa. He and the Falcons are in town tonight for their final preseason tune-up. Tua trying to win the QB1 job over Michael Penix. Audition there with the world watching. Speaking of familiar foes, we got roommates going head-to-head at MetLife, annual tradition, preseason game, Giants and Jets. Jeremy Fowler, QB1 for New York. Jaxson Dart, New York Giants, I need to specify. How much should we expect to see him today?
I'm hearing Jaxson Dart might not go tonight. That's the sentiment right now, that he would get the night off. So I'm trying to get full clarity on that, but that would set up Jameis Winston to start. Dart played the first game, took some snaps, threw a touchdown pass, also took a big hit, so maybe better to be safe here. A lot of the running backs and skill guys will play. Najee Harris, I'm told, is expected to make his debut for the Giants. First time taking the field since week 3 of last year, tearing that Achilles. So you see the backfield there. I'm told Devin Singletary's had a really good camp. That could complicate matters because you got Tyrone Tracy and Cam Scatterby. That's 4, plus some others there. I mean, that's 6 guys. That's a crowded room right now. They're going to have to do some maneuvering. So Odell Beckham is not the only marquee name at the skill positions they're going to have to figure out in the next few days.
Yeah, a lot of mouths to feed in that backfield for the Giants. So let's assume we won't see Dart tonight. Play it safe against the Jets. Here's what he did last season. Didn't land a starting job until week 4, but when Dart did more than enough to earn that QB1 spot. Also led all rookies with 24 combined passing and rushing touchdowns, second most rushed TDs by a rookie QB, dating back to 1950 when we tracked starts, and also led quarterbacks in rushing yards from week 4 onward. So, Coach, you look at the wins and losses. I know Dart's record wasn't great, but he performed well. What are your expectations for Dart and this Giants offense in his year 2?
Well, if he can stay on the field, that's going to be 30-plus touchdowns throwing for sure. And he'll probably get another 10 running. Now, he's got to be a smart runner. Look, Coach Harbaugh's probably trying to tell him this. There was this guy that I coached in Baltimore. Yeah. His name was Lamar Jackson. He was an athletic guy,
Couple
too.
MVPs.
He wanted to run around like you, but you know what? You can't do this. You can't get hit. And I remember when he got hit, he says, well, why do they always take me to the tent? Because you stay down. Get up. When you get hit, you can't lay down for like a minute and say, well, I'm okay. He's mad at the trainers because they take him in the tent. Okay. Son, get up when you get hit, but don't get hit. Be smart. Get rid of the ball. Because if he's playing at his level with this offense, this is a good football team.
Yeah, I also think it's worth mentioning Lamar has always been extremely good at avoiding contact, right? He's such a unique runner, whereas Dart, watching him last year, almost seemed to seek it out at times, and he was running between the tackles at an extremely high rate. That can't continue. I think in addition to that, obviously, and I know Giants fans have heard that ad nauseum from us all summer, this team has to have a physical ground game identity that's separate from their quarterback. And I think that's something they're aiming for, drafting Francis Mauigoa to play guard in the first round. This offensive line is coming together. When Dart did play in preseason week 1, Patrick Ricard, the fullback, speaking of Baltimore, was on the field the entire time. I think this is a team that's going to use a lot of 21 personnel. I think the run game is going to be the identity of this team. Then you're play actioning off of that. We'll see what the status is of Neighbors and which receivers are out there week 1. But to me, that's your identity as the Giants offense this season. The ground game, and it shouldn't be led by Jaxson Dart.
Yeah, Ravens flavor there with Isaiah Likely in the fold as well. Big Blue loves Jaxson Dart. They've welcomed him in. Just now need to keep him out of the Big Blue tent. So Big Blue yet, final preseason tune-up before things get real fast in the NFL. Dillon Gabriel getting the start against the Patriots, Coach. Dillon Gabriel maybe winning himself a roster spot here.
Well, you're wondering who your starting quarterback is. Is it Gabriel? All he does is complete the ball. Doesn't say anything, just kind of completes the pass. Look at that, just throws the ball.
He can play, he's just tiny.
It was the 2025 draft class on display. A couple undrafted free agents. Luke Floria had 2 touchdowns, and Amani Marshall had a 3rd, Coach. 3 TDs for Gabriel.
Every time he throws it, they catch it.
He went 12 for 15, 158 yards. You take that. 37-13 winners. Okay, we know QB1 in Pittsburgh. Trying to sort out QB2 for Mike McCarthy. Is it Will Howard? Is it Drew Aller? Jeremy Bernard? Jeremy Fowler's dancing to the music. It's football time. Roll Tide, Coach. How about this?
How about that? Yeah, this is good stuff. Mike knows who the quarterback is. He knows who the number 2 is.
Maybe
he's not saying anything.
Hey, Shane Buechele, Coach, made the game-winning drive, led that, and then got laid out, passing to Dante Pettis. Josh Allen loves what he sees, and Buechele getting a lot of props post-game in his interview with Elena Getzenberg. They love him in Western New York. Then the Battle of L.A.
Oh, boy.
Justin Herbert getting the start. Yeah, QB1 playing for Jim Harbaugh. And first drive.
Oh, that's not good.
Uh-oh. Pops it up.
That's not
But a
good.
sloppy on the exchange.
Good.
And it never even had the ball, did Herbert.
Oh.
LA pounces on it. The Rams do. Second drive for Herbert. Coach, just a little better. Going to
Now,
the first
this
round
is
pick. Quentin
real
Johnson.
good.
Yeah.
Like, really good. And that guy right there, number 1, he runs fast.
65-yard touchdown connection to Johnston. Jim Harbaugh gave his reaction to the highlight plays as only he could.
It was good. I mean, it was wow, double wow. The route, the throw, the protection.
Double wow, Mina Kimes. Herbert's shift was short. 2 series. 2 plays and a fumble, 2 plays and a touchdown. What did you take away from Herbert and the starters overall last night?
Yeah, Herbert threw a bomb. We know Herbert can throw bombs. For me, the new information or the interesting part was getting kind of a first look at this Mike McDaniel offense, Coach, because it's going to look very different. And we saw that in those 2 drives. Condensed formations, Herbert in the pistol, big bodies on the field. Personnel, the Rams matched it with base, safety cheated down, and that's how you get Quentin Johnston running free on the touchdown. I think we're going to see a ton of this from LA. I think they're going to put a fullback on the field. I think they're going to tighten things up. Herbert in the pistol was really interesting to me. They're going to present the illusion of run and use that to create explosives. This was just an early taste of what I expect to see throughout the course of the season.
Mina makes a great point because that's Mike's offense. He's going to create what it looks like a running offense where I'm going to use some tight ends at times, use a lot of motions, a lot of shifts, different personnel, get you into the mode of I got to stop the run and then hit you with a long one. That is Mike McDaniel. That is creativity. He's gonna get you with formations and personnel, and you better be on your P's and Q's because defensively you're sitting over there going, what's the personnel? And you're scared to death when you have to play against this guy because he's a personnel-driven guy and he's going to get you.
Yeah. One name I'm watching, Herm, Ladd McConkey had a huge year 1. Last year his production sort of got cut in half, but Keenan Allen was there for 1 year working the slot. Keenan Allen's now gone. He's in Indianapolis. That opens the fray for McConkey, and we've seen Mike McDaniel force-feed receivers. Tyreek Hill some years would have 170-plus targets, so McConkey's going to get the ball a lot if Herm, the offensive line, can hold up, because that's been their issue. They got Rashawn Slater. Joe Alt should be back. I'm a little concerned about the center spot. Jake Slaughter in there, second-round pick. They say he's really smart. He can handle it, but they lost Tyler Biotic for probably the year. If they can hold up front, they'll be just fine.
All that investment in the offensive line just has to stay healthy. Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt, your anchors at tackle. Yeah. Combined 6 games played last year. And in very related news, only 1 team allowed more sacks than did the Chargers. Well, the Rams were on the winning side of that all-SoFi showdown last night. Working title on that rivalry. Reigning DPOY, Myles Garrett, your blockbuster acquisition, DNP this preseason. But Garrett sat down with Michelle Beisner-Buck to talk about his reaction to the trade from Cleveland and his excitement to be a Ram.
One of the biggest trades in NFL history. The Rams getting 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett.
What was your initial reaction when you got the call that you were going to get traded to LA?
Shock. The fact that this actually happened. Joy, disappointment. Yeah, it was a bit of everything. I was joyful for a new opportunity, going to a new place in which, it's a great football team, it's a great organization. Being able to challenge, for a Super Bowl, being a contender, walking onto a contender team. Disappointment for the fact that I feel like I let myself down as far as my time in Cleveland, not being able to achieve as much as I wanted to at the team level. Speaking of Cleveland, I'd be remiss if I didn't speak on the retirement of Nick Chubb, who was one of my compatriots.
Yeah, what was your reaction to his retirement post?
I was sad. It hit me hard. I wish we could have, done more and accomplished more. But I'm so glad to have been able to watch him, been on the field, with someone as great as him.
I mean, it is a scary acquisition, and we still await Aaron Donald news for the Rams.
It's ridiculous.
But, Mina, focusing on Myles Garrett, how does the addition of a game wrecker like Garrett change how teams will try to attack this defense?
Yeah, it's kind of like having a number one, like a Jamar Chase or Puka Nacua type receiver of his teammate. In that it completely changes everything. It changes the way offenses play you. It cuts your playbook in half, quite frankly, because all those longer developing plays, good luck when Myles Garrett is living in the backfield. The Rams are going to face so much more quick game than they did last year. They're going to face a lot of runs away from Garrett. Something that's kind of underrated of a part of his game is how good he is in run defense as well. And that's going to create a level of predictability that makes life easier for everyone else. I mean, to go back to the quick game, the other thing the Rams did this offseason before this trade was trade for Trent McDuffie, who, by the way, is one of the best tackling corners in football, in addition to Jalen Watson from Kansas City. So it all works together. Garrett's there. Teams and quarterbacks are going to throw the ball fast. They have corners who are really good at tackling. The result is a nightmare. There's just nowhere to hide.
Nina makes a couple great points, but I will tell you this. You think about it this way. I get it. The Rams, here's the problem. They score 30 points a game. Mm-hmm. You cannot play the Rams and say we're going to beat them 17-14. They're going to score their points.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do to score in the league? You got to throw. Well, guess what? You get Myles Garrett. He's got 23 sacks last year. He's got 125. And if that other guy shows up, that Aaron Donald.
Don't even want to say his name.
It's over.
Like Voldemort.
Because you're playing for the Rams make you play from behind. The Rams, they force you to go back and throw because you got to catch up. You can't catch up running the ball. So good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, quick ad there. They have so many stars that are going to be playing, some guys that are not, but are vying for the QB2 battle. It's kind of interesting to me because Stetson Bennett was entrenched as the backup to Matthew Stafford. Ty Simpson's made a little bit of a run at it the last few weeks. They've been impressed. I was at camp a couple weeks ago with the Rams. Ty Simpson had a terrible day. But then you talk to people with the Rams, they say when the lights are on and the game is flowing, he prepares to a point where he's really ready come game time. So we'll see. They're going to make a decision probably this weekend on that. But that first-round pick, who will eventually be the starter, could be in that 2 seat here soon.
And must be said, anybody who may have, perked up when I mentioned how Myles Garrett didn't play this preseason, him resting during preseason games is nothing new. No. Garrett hasn't played in the preseason since 2019, which was his 3rd year in the NFL.